So you've got your eye on a second-hand Subaru Ascent, but is this largest Subaru SUV a wise used purchase? What do you need to know about those recalls? Which model year introduced an enhanced eyesight safety system? And what are owners saying about oil consumption from the Ascent's engine? I've got all of that coming up for you, as well as a few key moments from my test drive back in 2018, when the Subaru Ascent first hit Canadian roads for the 2019 model year. So let's get started by meeting this machine.
Like all crossovers, Ascent has some strengths and weaknesses, and understanding those will help you to see where this thing should fit on your test drive hit list if you happen to be shopping in this segment, so let's take a closer look.
The Ascent is Subaru's largest model. It's built in Indiana, it comes with 7 or 8 seats, and as a product it meant that shoppers who'd outgrown their Outback or Forester didn't need to go to another automaker's showroom in search of something larger. The flat 4-cylinder turbo engine makes 260 horsepower, towing capacity is 5,000 pounds. All models get all-wheel drive as standard equipment, same with the eyesight safety system.
A few other notes. There are a few too many features and safety systems in here to cover fully, but I'll give you some of my favorites. The eyesight safety system is predictable and confidently consistent, adjusting your position in traffic via the cruise, alerting you if you've left your lane, and alerting you if you're at risk of a rear-end collision. It's high-tech and very effective. The rear-view mirror is a mirror or a camera, whatever you like, and in camera mode you get a better view out the back that's not obstructed by the body or passengers or cargo.
Though some model years are enhanced, more on that right now. The Ascent goes through its first 2 model years, 2019 and 2020, without any major changes, though for 2021 some new tech was added to the eyesight system, including adaptive cruise control with lane centering and lane keep assist. Second and third row seatbelt reminders were added as standard equipment, the steering responsive LED headlights became standard on more models, and a special edition Onyx package was launched for 2022. For the 2023 model year, the Ascent gets a major makeover. There's a redesigned and bolder look that's more athletic and assertive. Wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are standard. The eyesight system gets further improvements to functionality, and there's a newly available surround view parking system.
Third row seats flip up when needed, and as an average-sized human adult, I can also report that they're easy to get to without much fuss, thanks to a wide walk-through path, and also that I could physically sit back here if I had to, but that these rear seats are best left for the kids. Or fold everything down and you've got a mini cargo van. I even fit these considerably lengthy IKEA bookcases in back, no problemo.
So let's get started with some basic stuff first. According to the Ascent owners community, 2 features of this vehicle may be easy to switch on accidentally, causing functionality problems. The first is the rear seat climate control lockout. So from the rear seats of the Ascent, confirm proper operation from the climate controls. And if you experience any trouble, the likely culprit is the system being locked out electronically thanks to a control setting up front. Similar story with failure of any rear doors to open from the inside of the SUV, so while you're in the rear seat checking out that climate control system, make sure to close both rear doors and then confirm that they open from the inside. If that's not the case, the rear child lock switch may have been switched on accidentally. By the way, if you're a Subaru Ascent owner and you've experienced these problems yourself, your fellow Ascent shoppers would love to hear from you down in the comments section below if you're watching on YouTube. Most owners have not reported problems relating to being locked out of their vehicles in the wintertime, but some have, and that's a pain in the butt, so here's what you need to know. Some owners say that extreme cold can kill their factory batteries dead, even if they're just a few years old. If that's the case, the power door locks won't work, and you'll need to use the mechanical key that's hidden within your key fob to unlock the car instead. But owners say the mechanical emergency keys don't work easily, they have a small nub for leverage, and may be very difficult to nearly impossible to work if your locks are cold or frozen. You can protect yourself from this annoyance with a few easy steps. First, be sure the battery in your Ascent is healthy even if it's just a few years old, and especially if you'll be doing a lot of driving in extreme cold climates. And second, keep a booster pack handy in the winter just in case. You'll also want to familiarize yourself with the proper use of the emergency mechanical key if required, and be sure to work and lubricate those mechanical locks once in a while too. Some Ascent owners have reported the need to replace wheel bearings, often during warranty and typically between about 60 and 100,000 kilometers. Most have not. Wheel bearings that need attention will often give themselves away with a loud roaring or scraping noise at speed, or possibly a whine. They might also be audible at lower speeds as a metallic grinding or scrubbing sound too. If left unattended, bad wheel bearings can fail, resulting in a serious accident. So on your test drive, be sure to quiet the Ascent's cabin and listen carefully for unwanted noises like these, especially on higher mileage units driven in salty climates. The Ascent's flat-4 turbo engine has found a following of tuners and performance enthusiasts who modify their machines with non-factory software for a power boost from the engine. Though most owners do not make modifications like these, the average shopper is still best to stick to a model that's known to have never been flashed, chipped, tuned, or otherwise fitted with non-factory performance parts or software, as these can cause damage and wear that's not covered by your warranty, and that could leave your warranty coverage in jeopardy. In Canada, the Ascent was subjected to at least 5 recalls intended to address latent safety defects that could each result in a loss of power to the wheels while driving for various reasons. Some of these recalls dealt with problems that could cause engine or transmission failure. Remember, dealers check and perform recall work free of charge. Though the vast majority of owners do not report engine or transmission trouble, some owners have reported problems here that may be recall related. Note that 2019 and 2020 model year units are the most well represented on the recall list. You can visit Subaru's website and plug in the VIN from the model you're considering to see which, if any, recalls are outstanding. There is an additional means of detecting engine trouble reported by a small number of owners on your test drive. First, make sure you're starting the Ascent from dead cold, then move to the rear of the vehicle and watch the tailpipes for 2 minutes. As you do, note that steam is normal, but smoke is not. After your test drive, shut off the engine and wait 15 minutes. Then restart the engine and move back to the tailpipes once again, watching for an additional 2 minutes. Though very unlikely, any blue or black smoke that smells burned and lingers in the air in either of these situations is a good sign to move to another unit. Some owners have reported problems relating to engine oil levels in their Ascent, many have not. It's important that you check your engine oil regularly, perhaps every other fill-up, for early warnings of potential problems. It's also important that you report those problems to your dealership and have an appointment scheduled as soon as possible in case a warranty claim is required. On your test drive and before starting the engine, check the engine oil level and condition. As you remove the dipstick, stick your nose in close to the opening and be on the lookout for a strong smell of gas. If you notice this alongside an over-full reading on the dipstick, proceed with caution. If you notice a low reading, proceed with caution as well. A low oil level can indicate an engine that's consuming oil, and a high oil level reading can be a sign that the engine oil was overfilled by the last oil change technician, or that gasoline is entering the oil supply, possibly from a leaking high-pressure fuel pump, or a process known as oil dilution, both of which are bad news. So be on the lookout for these possibilities as you check your oil, and make a point to keep checking that oil level continuously. After logging a lot of testing miles on the Subaru Ascent, in the dead of a Northern Ontario winter, I can tell you the performance of the all-wheel drive system with a quality set of winter tires is exceptional, and that this is one of my favorite winter driving machines in this segment, though I would encourage you, if you're not already, to purchase and install a high-quality set of winter tires to help make the best possible use of the all-wheel drive and safety systems. And if you're looking for a recommendation, Toyo GSI 6, Michelin X-Ice, Bridgestone Blizzak WS90, and Nokian Hakkapeliitta R5s are all winter tires I've spent my own money on in the past few years.